Good morning. We are the England team, which is made of my teammates Carlos Jesus, Raúl Vargas, Jose Felipe, and his server. We will talk about the country of England and his story and character that are part of England. The index is made up the following topics: presentation, England introduction, culture, custom, education system, labor, environment, and political system in world culture. The object: that the student understand the definition and structure of the topics, that the student learn the history and the main characteristics about the country of England. Now, presentation on England, student Jose Manuel Santiago and his server. England history. England was founded in the 5th and 7th century, June 12, 927 years. It was colonized by the Roman between 43 AD pound C pound and early 5th century. The War of the 100 Years have also as one of the most important events the War of the Two Threads. State relation and economy during the late Middle Ages. The English monarchy in the Middle Age is characterized by its the great heritage, capacity for influence, power and control over nobility. The bureaucracy was imposing. The territorial organization was based on the counties and was strong and effective. England. England is one of the four constituent nations of the United Kingdom. Its territory is geographically made of the southern and central part of Great Britain and islands that are shared with Scotland and Wales, and about 100 small islands such as the island of Scilly and the island of Wight. The current territory of England has been inhabited by various countries for about 35 million years. How many inhabitants are in England? In England, there are 55.98 million inhabitants all around the territory England.
Hello, my name is Raúl Vargas. My topics is culture, costume, and education system. Number one, culture. In English, culture is characterized by the cultural norms of the idioms size of England and the English people. Overall, since Anglo-Saxon times. England, unlike Wales on Scotian culture, has had its own distinctive culture. For example one, flag symbol. Number two, architecture and arts. Number three, art. Number four, lingual. Number five, last, and number six, literature. Custom. In English had many people will have already of lived sorry custom. English had many people will have already visited of live in England are sea drift which English had is a exquisite habitat and difficulty to get used to, but a little different from what they are kind in STEAM unit state. Bars in England are keynote apples. Bags holiday in England holidays are come back holiday and have stuck many because almost all shock and bags are closed. Cemetery. This costume is getting curious, but is a very common activity in English labs. English labs. Punctuality. Punctuality comes naturally to England. Education system. In STEAM, UQ, education is computerized for everyone between the age of 5 and 16. See above the minimum period in which students must at school. There are two parallel systems. The static system where education is free and the private or independent system where parents normally pay a fee about 7% of recent children students in the private system. And England is like any country that is more indirect boring everything. I live in you with my parents.
Hello, my name is Felipe Islas, and I will talk about the working environment of England. Since 1971, a higher level of employment has been generated, and there are therefore more vacancies. This is concentrated in the cities of London, Edinburgh, Birmingham, Manchester, and Liverpool. The best place to start your job search is online. Europeans can find information on employment opportunities in the UK through their national employment networks or European employment networks, which aim to promote lifelong learning and help European citizens study and train. However, it is different for citizens outside the European Union, as they must have an employment contract or job offer from a British employer ready to obtain your work visa in the UK, and your employer will have to sponsor your work visa. Legal working time in the UK is set at maximum of 48 hours per week. If you are 18 or younger, you can work more than 8 hours or a day or 40 hours a week. England's political system is a constitutional monarchy in which the head of government is the Queen of England, and in which it is accompanied in its decision by the cabinet known as the Royal Council, which is headed by the Prime Minister, who is elected by the Queen, but on condition of being the representative suggested by the majority party in the House of Commons. The Westminster Parliament represents the entire United Kingdom legislature, which consists of two Houses of Commons and the House of Lords. The two chambers are responsible of monitoring and controlling the activities of the executive branch. Similarly, its mandate is to deal with matters relating to the correction, approval, or rejecting of bills.
Eh, my presentations, although worldwide telecommunications market is constantly growing in England, the demand for engineers in the different areas has not stopped growing, and specialties that are most in the domain area. civil engineers, mechanical engineers, electric engineers, chemical engineers. Administrative takes in clinics that need to be carried out in the sector the jobs that are most in the main area. Doctors, social workers, nurses, medical radiographers, medical and then more and more people in the UK are able to dedicate time and money to laser body care and beauty which open the doors to our work we make for labs to the sectors in this sector the jobs uh, that are most in the main areas. Number one, artists, musicians, graphic designers, the praise that carries it, that country are some that I will tell you life is like reading a bicycle to keep your balance. You must keep moving, Albert Einstein. No one can make you feel inferior with, without your consent. Eleanor Rosenberg. Not all those who wander are lost. J.R.R. Tolkien. Most visit place in England, I will mention the birthplace of the famous Beatles, pioneers of the Mersey beats, the northern city of Liverpool, the city university house of study and heritage. Among the great tourist places of England is Cambridge, has any number of free quality attractions. The city of Manchester ranks among the cheap destinations in England.